That's good. Hi, everyone. It's Trishann Williams. I'm here with my brother James.
Hello.
On Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to me.
Happy Mother's Day, Mimi.
And we just took Mimi back home, so we thought we would just do a quick review. We hadn't talked in a while, just to see what was happening in our worlds.
Yeah. Sorry, we're a little bit at an angle right now because the table's too low right now. But that's okay. So you get to see our chins, right?
Luckily, I have a good chin.
Okay, so she's got a good chin.
I'm
so
okay.
There you go. You
I'm
got
okay with that.
And you get my,
Oh boy,
okay.
It's too much.
Too much. Right. All right.
Okay. All right, Geez, tell us what you're reading.
I am reading a book called The Devils. I think I talked about it last time that I was going to read it. Well, I've got about 100 pages left. My first impression is that it is so refreshing to read a fantasy novel.
Okay, now all I can do is look at my chin.
No, I can do that. Quit looking at your chin.
Go ahead. It's refreshing.
Here we go.
It's refreshing to read a fantasy.
Read a fantasy novel written by a really good author.
Oh yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to diss anything else. Just there's a whole lot of this Sarah J. Maas with the fae creatures and a lot of romance tucked into the fantasy. So this one is it's like a Game of Thrones type of fantasy, but Joe Abercrombie wrote it. It's called The Devils. It's a standalone book. He mixes the exact right amount of humor in with the violence, and his characters are really good. Another thing I like about it is it takes place in a real world setting as far as the geographical location. So it's Europe, but it encompasses all of the great cities of the ancient past. So Troy is a major city in the Vatican, and Alexandria in Egypt. So all these cities throughout history, they're all still going.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and but
it's modern time, or is it?
No, it's set in Crusader times.
Okay.
So maybe a little bit knight in shining armor, but probably a little more brutal time period. Plagues going on. So Dark Ages kind of stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
But with all of these big cities and Rome and all of that, it's very heavy on papal lore. So it's I don't want to say it's mocking Christianity, but it kind of is.
Well, then that would be probably.
And I say that just because there's a bunch. The devils are this world also has vampires, and elves are the enemy. So elves are basically Muslims.
Okay.
So that's how this is, and you've got werewolves that happen here, and all of this kind of stuff. So I might be making it sound a little ridiculous, but it's not. It's done very well, and it does follow the stereotypes of what these creatures would kind of be. The elf is like she's captured, but she's in a papal binding. So all of these creatures have to do what the church says.
Got it.
And by the way, all of the church figures are all women. So they don't have men priests.
Okay.
And the Pope is a 10-year-old girl right now. And
okay.
she's made a binding, so all of these creatures have to help get this princess back to Troy to take her rightful place.
As the Pope.
In rightful place as the queen
of
queen. Troy. Right?
Okay.
So anyways, I probably didn't make it sound very well, but it's a fun book. It's a good ride. I enjoy it. Not too much tension or anxiety-inducing stuff.
Yeah.
The battles might be a little bit long. It's a 700-page book, so it's.
So the whole thing is a little bit long.
There's a lot of it. lot of it in there. But.
So should it have been okay? I'm gonna step aside.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead. I know where you're going.
So you know where I'm going. Okay. So lately, thanks to my brother, I have been moderating some author panels.
I was going to talk about this afterwards, but that's fine.
Okay, well, we can talk about it again.
But
I just did one that was science fiction fantasy, and that's not my genre. If you guys listen to us, that's not my thing. But because of it, I had two authors with two different books that I had to read, understand. And I think it's interesting because one of the books did incorporate some humor. It was a little bit more lighthearted, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a way to jump into it, because it felt like it was, it wasn't so much fantasy.
To jump into the genre.
To jump into the genre. Right. So it sounds like maybe this is one also. It's an easy read.
It could be.
Or is it maybe the next step?
I think that the fantasy is a little advanced.
Okay.
In it, I mean, Joe.
With all the elves and all the different kinds,
just with all the different creatures, you don't really get as much of a sense of the fantasy aspect of the genre. So maybe not, because it's, as is his other writings. He has the Third Law trilogy that he wrote as well. That's very, very. It's a brutal book. I mean, it's really violent.
Oh, really? Same author?
It's same author. Set
Interesting.
In barbarian times.
That's interesting.
But
that he can do both.
Yeah, that he can do both.
That's
he can do,
actually
and,
really good.
And they are very. The writing style is similar.
Yeah.
It's going to be, but the subject matter is very.
That's a talented
so,
author when you can do that.
You know what? And I'll leave my commentary on this. But in the Third Law trilogy, First Law trilogy, he wrote the 3 books, and they're very serious. He's taken the books very seriously, and the characters are all very serious, and he does throw some humor into it, just in conversation. Yeah. But the overwriting arc of the book is trying to be very serious in this barbarian time.
Yeah.
Well, he's written several offshoots, so stories that take place in the same world, but they were minor characters, and now they're the main characters.
Okay.
Like there's this book called The Heroes, and The Heroes is a rock formation, and there's these guys guarding it, and these guys who are guarding the heroes are side characters in the main trilogy.
Okay.
So you don't ever really even know them, but they're the main characters, and they're like, what's going on the field, the main battle in the trilogy? They're like, something's going on the field down there, and they're fighting.
Is that interesting?
But it's really funny, like they make fun of themselves.
Interesting.
The people do. So he's turned these people into, like, one of the princes has this really squeaky voice that you didn't know about.
Interesting.
Everybody makes fun of him.
Yeah.
And he's very self-conscious of it.
That's hard to do. I think that would be hard to do.
It seems like it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
Yes, it seems like it would be very hard to do. Anyways, the Devils, I've got about 100 pages left. I recommend it. I'm selling it at my store. Talk about it.
And it's a new release?
It's a new release in paperback. So It was released last year.
Okay.
So there we go.
All right. I like it.
And yes, Trish has been doing some moderating, as you know, if you're following the page.
It's really fun.
And she's very, very good at it. The last 2 authors just gave glowing commentary on it. I didn't think it was going to be all that. I thought the authors, they like to talk.
They do.
But
I kept them in line.
I
let them talk, but I kept it.
They began waiting for your questions. They were great too. The authors were great,
and I really did allow them to say their piece. And it was fun. I had a great time. I loved it. I'm going to try to maybe get on some more.
Yeah, and maybe one time we might try to video some of it. And
yeah,
put
it was
on here.
Anyway, it was fun.
But anyway, okay. So go ahead. You have a surprise.
I do. You don't know what I'm going to talk about.
I do not know what you're going to talk about.
The book that I would like to review, I actually finished it a while ago, but we just have done some other reviews in between, and it slipped my mind a little bit. But I'm going to review a book that I received. First of all, I read by hand. I read the book. The book. Which I don't normally do. It was on my nightstand. I got it for Christmas from my brother. And I ended up picking it up, on my nightstand and started reading it. And then I ended up going to bed a little bit early so I could read some more. And then I ended up carrying that book around with me so I could finish it. The book is James Patterson's The Last Days of Marilyn Monroe. And interestingly enough,
this is a surprise to me, by the way.
Yeah, and my brother bought it for me for Christmas. Again, hardback version, which I love. So I read some reviews of it, maybe when I was about halfway through. For whatever reason, I was doing something else on Goodreads, and I pulled it up. And the reviews were not great. People were like, it's not a story, it's supposed to be a thriller, it's supposed to be this conspiracy theory, blah, blah, blah. They didn't like it. Well, it's not that. It's not a story. It
didn't profess to be.
It doesn't profess to be.
People saw James Patterson and assumed.
And they assumed it was going to be. They were going to take this conspiracy theory and make it into something, and it's not. It really is kind of Marilyn Monroe's history. Now, listen. I know who she is. Obviously, I'm not. I was never obsessed with her. I just know who she is. Like, I know her story, but I was never obsessed with her at all. So I kind of read it going in with fresh eyes. Like, I didn't have any. I mean, I had my preconceived notions, but not really. I wasn't invested in her before I read it. Mm-hmm. and I know I love James Patterson more than you do. And listen, I've heard his interviews, and I think he's probably a jerk. I don't know him, but his interviews aren't great. But like, I don't know what he does. I just like to read his stories. I just think he has a way of not simplifying the story, but like his prose and his tone is so easy to read. It's just very smooth and easy to read. It's not super complicated for someone like me who doesn't want to get in the weeds. I just want to read the story and get into the story. It just does that for me. I thought it was so good. I felt like I knew his version of Marilyn. I liked the history that was involved. It didn't skew one way or the other, pro or con against her. It just kind of told the story.
Right.
And I really liked it. It didn't read like an autobiography, or not an autobiography, a biography. You know, books about other people.
Books about other people.
It was a kind of a little bit, it was not quite historical fiction either. Like it didn't go into too much. It was right in between.
So it was in between. It told the story.
It told the story, but like.
So what are people complaining about?
I don't know, because they wanted it to be everybody killed
mystery thriller.
They wanted it to be like something else, and it wasn't that. It was so good though. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
That makes me happy.
I really, really did enjoy it.
And I know that you aren't a Marilyn Monroe fan, like she's not one of those people that you really talk about or anything like that. But I know that particular lifestyle in that era, and maybe even a little bit before her era too. But those kind of lifestyles of the rich and famous type of things, they're extremely interesting.
She had a life.
And
all of her background and how she got to where she was, all of that was really interesting to me. Listen, I think it's an interesting book. I would read it no matter what. I would read it not for Marilyn Monroe, not for James Patterson, just because it's an interesting story.
An interesting story. Okay.
So,
to end this session, I was going to make a comparison. Bill O'Reilly. Do you know who Bill O'Reilly is?
I do.
Fox News. He has a series of books. Who killed Kennedy?
Oh yeah,
Who killed the Senate? Who killed Hitler? All of these books that are about famous people who killed Reagan or who shot Reagan, whatever. Who killed Jesus?
Yeah.
And I've read a few of them, and I'm certainly not a huge conservative conspiracy theorist. But his books, even though they have those titles, who killed Lincoln, when everybody knows who killed Lincoln, but he tries to put out maybe there's a conspiracy, maybe there's something, but he only talks about Lincoln and when Reagan, he only talks a little bit about the rest of it is a history book, but it's written for everyone.
Okay.
If you like a deep dive into to Lincoln, don't get this one because it's not a deep dive. It's just a very basic history of it. Entertaining, don't get me wrong, entertaining.
Yeah.
I kind of view Patterson that way
Similar.
as well. So, he doesn't, and I'm not calling it books for stupid people. I'm not calling it like that at all. I'm slowly and hesitantly, painfully warming up to the subject matters that he's writing about. So, and Baldacci as well, same thing, just traditionally.
Yeah.
It's just been too much. But the similarities between the two authors are.
Speaking of which, right now I'm reading. So we're going to go over, but I think we're okay. Michael Crichton used to write under some other pseudonyms. I think Rick Lang is the one I'm reading. When he was in medical school.
I did not know that.
I know. It's fascinating. When he was in medical school, I guess he was writing these novels, kind of thrillers, to put himself through medical school, but he wasn't using his name because he thought that would hurt him in medical school because being a doctor was going to pay his bills.
Right.
And so he's released one of them. It's called, I'm not going to remember, it's called A Death in Hollywood or A Killing in Hollywood or something. I'll talk about it more next time, but it was written in the 60s. One of his old books, so I'm reading it now.
Wow.
It's super interesting. And he does a whole little forward on how this all came to be before he became Michael Crichton.
That's it. I did not know that.
We'll do it.
Yeah, Nora Roberts is J.D. Robb.
Yeah, I knew that.
Stephen King.
But she still writes under both.
She still writes under both.
Which is weird, but Anyway, okay. Well, that's it for now. We'll be back. Hopefully not as long as we.
Hopefully
have
not
been.
as long. We're trying to do them faster.
We'll try to do
sooner.
it faster. All right. Take care. Thanks.
ya.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
Bye.
Mother's Day.